Non-monogamy can seem like so much work. Oh, I feel you. Hard. Here's the thing though, it does not have to be. Let me say that again. It does not have to be. In fact, we've been taught to make all relationships, monogamous and non, much harder than they need to be. Let's stop that. Non-monogamy can be fun. It can be deeply intimate. It can be loving, even sexy. And it just makes more sense to some of us. This is the series for that some. Welcome to It's Not Cheating, It's Ethical Non-Monogamy, presented by Dating Kinky and Curiouser.life.
Hello. Good morning, or at least it's morning where I am. Welcome to the series, It's Not Cheating, It's Ethical Non-Monogamy. And this is a brand new series that I'm going to be adding installments to over the next few weeks, months, who knows how long. And hi, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Heather, also known as Nookie. I'm a hedonistic, dominant, cuckoldress pimptress who is polyamorous and monoromantic. I live a woman-led lifestyle with my partner of nearly 10 years. It's full of love, sex, passion, and exploration. I write books, I teach workshops, and I offer coaching for better love, sex, romance, and kink for people of all genders, relationship statuses, orientations, and more. So for the first episode in this series, we are starting with Non-Monogamy 101. What is ethical non-monogamy exactly if it's not cheating? So let's be honest here. Sometimes non-monogamy is cheating. There's a group of people who are going to hate me for saying that out loud, for acknowledging it. I get it. I mean, it's hard enough out there for people fighting for our rights to live this lifestyle, this love style. But just like some monogamous folks cheat, so do some non-monogamous peeps, right? In this live, I'm talking about what ethical non-monogamy is, how ethics play a huge role in non-monogamy, and what it means to live a non-monogamous lifestyle today. Hey, Celine. So don't forget to comment or ask your questions in chat. I do love engaging with people. That's one of the reasons that I like going live like this. And I keep an eye on the scroll at all times. So to start off discussing ethical non-monogamy, we have to understand what non-monogamy is. Right? Makes sense? So, short answer, non-monogamy is everything that isn't monogamy. Yeah. Like polyamory, relationship anarchy, open relationships, solo poly, dating around, long distance, casual sex, asymmetrical or unequal non-monogamy, polymono, cucking, hot wife, stag vixen relationships, family style non-monogamy, pimping, swinging, and of course, ethical non-monogamy. See? Easy peasy. But it's not really that simple. Hello, little boy blue. Good to see you again. It's not really that simple because few people really understand monogamy. And there are so many possibilities in non-monogamy, which make the answer non-monogamy is anything that isn't monogamy factually correct, but really no answer at all. It's not helpful. So let's dig a bit deeper. First, we'll define monogamy. What is monogamy? Well, I mean, monogamy is a relationship between two people or animals in which an individual has only one partner during their lifetime. That's the technical definition. In that case, very, very few people are monogamous, right? But many people, most people, in fact, use the term monogamy to mean only one person or partner at any one time, which is technically serial monogamy. And some dictionaries have started the trend of changing their definitions to reflect this new way in how we use the word. So let's say that during the course of this series, we're going to use monogamy as a concept to cover both lifetime monogamy and serial monogamy. You with me so far? Great, because I think it is truly critical to have shared definitions when we're talking about things like this. Also, please don't forget to like this video and feel free to share it wherever you find me. It is a huge help for me to have people recommend me to their friends, family, and groups or pages online. So thanks so much for that. Once I have gotten through this video, the replay will be available for like 7 to 10 days. And then we'll take it down, we'll do some editing. We're going to put it up in our Plus member library, and we'll put some clips up into the main channel. So even with the idea of monogamy being one person or partner for a lifetime, or one person or partner at a time, there's a bit of fuzziness around monogamy even then, at least for some people. Because, like, for example, what is monogamy? Someone dating and seeing multiple people casually until they find the one? Are they monogamous? What about someone who is married for a decade or 2 or 3, who has a one-night stand or a hookup? Are they monogamous? What about someone who cheats on their life partner? Someone with a long-term committed partner who has an online or no physical contact relationship? What about someone who has sex with multiple people, but who loves only one person? Or someone who enjoys intimate, but not sexual contact with multiple people, but is emotionally attached to only one and has sex with only that one? Well, some people are going to say that none of that is monogamy. They're going to draw a very hard line, at least when it applies to others. But those same people will often claim that they are monogamous, even take the position that they are being somehow more ethical and moral than others, while doing a lot of the same things. Politicians. Some people separate the idea of physically monogamous from emotionally monogamous, which is absolutely fair if you do. I'm 100% okay with that. I don't. To me, monogamy is monogamy, whether lifetime or serial. And monogamy means that you have one person for all three things: sex, pair bonding or love, and romance or in love. So if you can love more than one person at a time in a romantic or pair bonded way, you are non-monogamous, polyamorous even. And if you have sex with more than one person at a time, when you're in a relationship, for example, then you are non-monogamous. Now, that's how I feel about this. But before I go further, I want to state a few things. Most of science and human history point to humans not being naturally monogamous. However, there's a big difference between being non-monogamous, like being able to functionally enjoy pair bonding, romance, and or sex with more than one person, and choosing to live that lifestyle. In this series, I'm mostly addressing non-monogamy as a lifestyle, specifically as an ethical lifestyle. Not as in, oops, I fell in love, but decided not to act on it, or dang, there I was. And suddenly I found myself like balls deep in a stranger, right? In other words, ethical non-monogamy. Non-monogamy with ethics. And I mean, I'll acknowledge that there are a lot of people who don't love the term ethical non-monogamy. Well, we don't use the term ethical monogamy. Why would we say ethical non-monogamy? They say there are no stupid questions, but to me there are. And there are also disingenuous questions, or questions where the asker knows the answer, but they're being argumentative. This is one of those. Because we all know why we use the term ethical non-monogamy. To separate it from the unethical ways of being non-monogamous, usually while saying that you're monogamous. Totally, I swear, I did not have sex with that woman. I would actually be more inclined to ask, why don't we separate ethical monogamy from unethical monogamy more often? But that's a rant for another day. So let's talk about ethics and consent and non-monogamy. And before I move on, I'd like to tell you a little bit about our Plus membership. You can find it at getplus.datingkinky.com. If you love this content and you want more content on love, sex, romance, kink, and of course, non-monogamy, there is no better offer for you than Plus. Join Plus and you'll get access to my book, It's Not Cheating, It's Ethical and Consensual Non-Monogamy, which I'll actually be updating and rewriting this year live. You'll get over 60 hours of amazing non-monogamy presentations taught by people who live this life, like Asymmetrical Non-Monogamy, What Makes It Work and How to Keep It Ethical, presented by me. Getting in the Swing, a discussion with Mizzy Bender. Decluttering Your Dating Life with Dr. Liz Powell. It's not cheating. Multiple people plus multiple communication styles equal multiple possible problems. Let's change that math. Presented by Deb, the Kink Shrink. And etiquette in the E&M Lifestyle by Lexi Silver. And more. You'll also get access to our new It's Not Cheating community focused specifically on providing a non-judgmental space to get real information about non-monogamy in all its forms. For only $9.99 a month, $49.99 for 6 months, or $74.99 for a year, you'll get access to all of that and over 300 hours of additional content on power exchange, relationships, communication, rope, navigating the kink scene, mental health and kink, and so much more. And if you're not ready to dive into all that, although it's a great deal, don't forget to like, love, or subscribe to this channel wherever you're finding me so you don't miss a single episode. So I'm going to be very clear. Ethics in non-monogamy are critical for me. In fact, ethics in all of my life are a must-have. So I use the term ethical non-monogamy to describe how I do relationships. Some people prefer the term consensual non-monogamy. I don't. In fact, I shun that term for myself, and I often debate it online. Why? Well, I'll start with the two words themselves. Ethical comes from the Greek ethos, moral character, and describes a person or behavior as right in the moral sense, truthful, fair, and honest. Consensual is related to the English word consensus and also the word consent. They all go back to the Latin verb consentire, meaning to agree, or literally to feel together, from the combination of sentir and con. So I find that the differences are mostly in how you think about and practice your non-monogamy. For example, consensual focuses on everyone agreeing. For those in existing relationships, perhaps previously monogamous relationships, opening up, consensual non-monogamy makes sense. You want to have a consensus to preserve the core of your life together and your relationship, and to cause as little harm as possible as you navigate your way through a new form of relating. While ethical will for many people include consensual, it tends to be viewed by those who prefer it, like me, as a bit more individualistic, autonomous. For example, I see consent in non-monogamy as being ethical, but ethical non-monogamy is not always consensual. Whoa, what? Yeah. I'll give an example here, then we'll continue with our topic for today. Maybe I'll come back to unraveling ethical and consensual a bit more fully another time. So, consensual. Everyone agrees. So let's say you're opening up your 10-year marriage to non-monogamy. You both dive in and enjoy yourselves. You both find other partners. Hello, Giovanni. Lovely to see you. You both find other partners and you fall in love. 4 years pass and your spouse's partnerships have not worked out. Hello, Sabyasachi. Your partner's feeling jaded about non-monogamy and doesn't even want to try again. And let's be clear. I think we can all relate to feeling a bit pissy about love and relationships at times, right? Even over long periods. But your partner has decided that they are better off being monogamous. And here's the rub. They want you to be monogamous too. So now, non-monogamy on your part is not consensual because your spouse has withdrawn their consent. Is that ethical? Some will say it is. I say it absolutely is not. Your spouse could be monogamous while you remain non-monogamous. There's even a term for it, monopoly or polymono. You've learned to love the non-monogamous lifestyle and you've grown to love your other partner or partners. Your other partner or partners also love you. And to agree to being monogamous again means you upend their life because your spouse, someone not a part of that specific relationship, changed their mind. That is being consensual. And it is not, in my view, being ethical. So I have a lot more I could say on that specific topic, but perhaps we'll save that for another episode. Did you know, by the way, that I've recently started offering coaching on love, sex, romance, kink, even non-monogamy? I've got it here. Yeah. Well, I have. Sabyasachi said one-sided polyamory, like cuckolding. Exactly. So if you would like to spend some time one-on-one with me, supercharging your relationships, especially your non-monogamy relationships, with a custom plan based on your personal needs, then visit me at Coach Nookie at curiouser.life. Of course, you are always welcome to join me for these free live events and ask your questions here, or to join one of my membership options or workshops. Some of you want more hand-holding and will thrive with personal accountability, and you asked for it, so I'm offering it. Now let's get back to talking about ethics, shall we? Ethics are the set of principles that guide a person's behavior. What they believe is right in the moral sense, truthful, fair, and honest. So when I say I practice ethical non-monogamy, I am making clear that I do what I feel is right in my relationships. When other people say they practice ethical non-monogamy, they usually mean that they adhere to a specific standard of ethics that they believe are universal. They're wrong, though. Everyone's ethics are different, based on their personal experiences of social norms, cultural practices, and religious influences. Hi, Roger. Good to see you. You said this is why doing this is dangerous and may end up being the end. I'm going to rephrase that just a little bit. Opening up a relationship to non-monogamy is definitely a risk to that relationship and may end up being the end of that relationship. It could also be a benefit to that relationship and end up being a beginning to amazing new adventures, types of love and experiences. Or as Giovanni says, all relationships always have the risk to end. So there's that. I mean, even monogamous relationships hold the risk of ending. It's not just non-monogamy, and hold the risk of ending for the exact same reasons. So how do you know what someone's ethical non-monogamy is? Well, a person's actions will tell you a lot about their ethics. Even small actions like making a Facebook post can mean something, sometimes as much as a big action means. But of course, believing something is right or wrong does not inherently mean that I or you will act upon it. Right? It's easy to believe that something should be done because it is right and not do it because I'm afraid of the consequences, I'm feeling lazy, or I just don't know how. And of course, what a person says may or may not match their ethics for various reasons. They may be a gaslighter, a manipulator, or a scunner of the worst sort, for example. They may not use words in the same way that you do. They may not have been entirely clear on communicating their ethics. So, how do you know who is practicing ethical non-monogamy before getting into a relationship with them? Heck, how do you know who is practicing ethical monogamy when considering a relationship with them? There's only one way. Get curiouser. Take the time to get to know them. Shocking. Right? No. Actually, what's shocking is how often this doesn't happen. How quickly people rush into things. So, what are your thoughts? Did I answer your questions about ethical non-monogamy as a concept and a term? Do you feel like I've missed something important? Celine says, you don't always know. You have to get to know them. Absolutely. Add your questions to the chat, or feel free to comment if you're watching the replay. You can also reach out to hello@curiouser.life, or you can give us a text message, drop us a text message to 919-372-4725 and ask the question. I'd like to share with you a little flashback. On Monday, February 27th, a couple weeks ago, I presented For More Love and Better Dating, Get Curious. I talked about how we kill love by getting too invested, by making assumptions, and by filling in the blanks, when the best way to find a love that really works and lasts is to get curious, to learn about the people in your life and to keep learning. Hello, Cody. Lovely to have you. You say, be curious, but ultimately isn't, and I'm assuming, isn't it a matter of trust? Yes, to a certain extent, it is. I'm actually, let me take a look at my calendar here. I'm actually speaking about trust next Thursday at 2 p.m. I am speaking on the topic, is trust earned or is it given? For the Building Better Boundaries series, where I do feel like there's a certain amount of trust that goes into even creating that curiosity about a partner or a potential partner. And then the trust that it takes to not necessarily engage in non-monogamy with them, but the trust that it takes to continue a relationship, or what type of relationship you continue, matters. Sabyasachi says, I feel like there's always this debate between ethical non-monogamy versus consensual non-monogamy. There is, absolutely. Consensual non-monogamy started out strong and pulled ahead in, I don't know, a couple of years ago. ENM, ethical non-monogamy, has taken the lead for various reasons. I have been more focused on ethical non-monogamy from the beginning because, again, just because I'm in a relationship with somebody does not mean they get to help pick and choose the other relationships that I'm in or how I practice my non-monogamy. They do get to offer input, right? But really, you have to learn, you have to be curious. You have to want to learn about the people in your life and to keep learning, right? You'll eventually discover whether those people are ethical and can be relied on or not. I mean, when it comes right down to it, there's no shortcut to finding an ethical partner. Not even, obviously, being monogamous, or we wouldn't have things like, cheating or abuse or lying or con men or anything like that, right? So, yeah, that is what I've got for you today. And I do appreciate you joining me today. If you love this discussion, please like and share it with others who would enjoy it. And don't forget to follow or subscribe wherever you're finding me so you don't miss out on upcoming lives. And again, speaking of upcoming lives, my schedule for next week. So next week, I will start off Monday at 10 a.m. with the first of our Sexuality, Sex, and Orgasm series. What is an orgasm? So the idea behind this is by understanding exactly how orgasms work physiologically and psychologically, you can understand how to have more and better orgasms. On Tuesday at noon Eastern, I'll be talking about high context versus low context communication. Cody says, do you not find that people's ethics tend to be situational? I find that people's actions tend to be situational, but not necessarily their ethics. If you feel that somebody's ethics are situational, then that usually means, or to me, what that would mean is that you don't understand their ethics. And that's something to dig deeper into. So, for example, trying to think of a good example that it might seem like things are not what they seem to be. I value kindness in my life. I do my best to be considerate, to be compassionate, to be kind. In most things, everything, as much as possible that I do. Okay. So now I've told you that about me. And let's say that you and I are friends and I say something to you that you feel is not only not kind, but it's kind of mean, maybe a little rude, maybe direct. So you think, wow, when she's upset, her ethics go out the window, right? Or when she's upset, it's okay for her to be rude or unkind, right? For me, it might not be that it's because I'm upset. It might be that what you consider rude or unkind is what I consider direct and to the point, because maybe I've said the same type of thing in multiple ways, couched in kindness. And I'm frustrated that it's not getting through. So I choose to be a little bit more blunt. Doesn't mean I'm not still trying to be kind. It might be that you are experiencing that as not kind, right? So being curious about how people are engaging is important. Like, for example, have you ever had someone in a conversation with you, you said to them, hey, this thing, you were hiding it from me. Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you share with me this, information? And they said to you, because you would be upset with me. And then you said in your mind or to them, but I wouldn't be upset with you. That doesn't make any sense. I'm not that kind of person. Their interpretation of your motivations and your ethics is actually different from your actual motivations and ethics in that case, right? So no, I don't find that people's ethics tend to be situational. I find the way that they act on those ethics do tend to be situational, but the core ethics are throughout their lives in general. Like, there are some people who I know are incredibly consistent in their behavior from situation to situation. There are other people who believe, for example, if you hurt me, then I have a right to yell at and to hurt you. Right? I don't believe that. Sometimes, though, I will admit, sometimes I make a mistake, right? Because my feelings get all... And afterwards, I'll apologize. Hey, that was out of line. That was not right. That was not good. I did not want to hurt you. I did not mean to hurt you. I did not intend to hurt you. I'm doing my best to not hurt you. And so hopefully that helps and answers that question. And then getting on with the schedule, next Wednesday at 7 a.m., I will be talking on lucky in love, being interesting versus being beautiful. Next Wednesday at noon is the Dating Kinky Book Club. Who are you? Talking about the basics. I mentioned next Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern, I'll be talking about boundaries. Is trust earned or is it given? Building better boundaries and understanding trust in your life. At 3 p.m. next week, I'm going to be live publicly, but this is normally a private event for our Take No Shit workshop. But I'm going to be bringing in Miss Betty to talk about having a backbone can be anxiety inducing, how to build better boundaries, even though you have rejection sensitive anxiety. And then this same time, same channel, next week, we're going to be talking about non-monogamy. Do you ask for permission to have relationships with others? So we're going to be diving a bit more into the whole consent concept in non-monogamy, since I've just spent quite a bit of time on ethics. And we're going to be talking about how that consent can be ethical, can be non-ethical, and how to navigate these things for ourselves. Now, Roger says, my ethics and most people, I believe, are different from one another's. We all tend to form our own. Absolutely. When I talked about what ethics are, right? It's important to note that ethics are built on moral principles, right? Moral principles are instilled in us by our family, inspired in us by our friends or things that we read or television, popular culture. They are guided by our religious or philosophical beliefs, and they are shaped by our personal experiences, positive and negative. So no human can have the exact same set of factors as another. So yeah, I agree, Roger, that most people are going to differ. The key is like the joke is, find someone whose demons play well with yours, right? Find someone whose ethics are going to be generally compatible with yours, right? They're mostly going to fit well together without too many rough edges. They're not going to be constantly, battling each other, bumping up against each other and hurting both of you. So, yeah. So again, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to spend it with me. And please, if you have any additional questions or comments, don't hesitate to put them in the comments, and I will be happy to answer.